It's not going to be on. Okay, so can you guys see my screen? No, this is
Yeah.
the wrong screen. Sorry, no mistake. Uh, I guess I'll just share my entire screen for us. Too. Okay, so basically, this is what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be using a story to tell us the careers in finance and consulting. So please stop annotating on my screen. It's actually a little bit in depth, to be honest. I didn't. The story is going to be like maybe 30 minutes or 25 minutes or more. Then after the story, I would now give a more detailed explanation on some of them. Then you can now ask your questions. So just follow through the story and be jotting down any question you have. And I hope you get what you want to get. So career paths in finance and consulting. Now I'll be working on. So I'll be talking on the venture capital analyst, the investment banker, the sales side analyst, the hold on, the I'm going to move this away. Okay, the sales side analyst, the mutual fund analyst, the hedge fund analyst, the private wealth analyst, the big company analyst. So another name for the big company analyst is the corporate finance analyst. Who are interested in corporate finance. Then the asset management is under the private wealth analyst also. Asset management is also known as private wealth analyst. Then I'll also be talking about the management consultants and the tech guys. So apologies to any management consultants or aspiring management consultants that we have on this group, Tofumi and the rest, because I did not find any fine pictures to use on time. So I just had to use this guy that was juggling stuffs. I don't know what he's been juggling. So these are the career types I'll be talking about with the story. So okay, let's start. I have a friend. His name is Ade. So Ade is actually a very brilliant entrepreneur, and he has a very nice business idea that is in his mind, and he's like, oh wow, this idea is really going to like make millions of naira in future. But his problem is that yeah, the name of his company is the company in his head is Adutech. That's the name of it, and he thinks that the idea is going to. If anytime you don't hear me, please call this to my attention because I wouldn't know. I'll just be talking. And it thinks
All right.
that this idea would. All right, thank you for me. And it thinks that this idea will revolutionize the world of technology and give him millions of naira. But he does not know how he's going to tell the world about this idea. Like, okay, he just has the idea, but does not know how he will tell the world about it. Does not know what to do with this idea. And he also needs money because if he can't achieve the dream by himself, he will need to hire employees, he will need to rent a building, he will need to pay, pay tax, he will need to pay to register his, he will need to do a lot of things. Without money, he can't get his idea. I would say that his money thing is nowhere to be found. So there's no way for him to get money. So a venture capitalist named Victor. So that is the first, if you remember this slide, the venture capital investment. I'll be taking it one by one with the story. So, a venture capital, please mute yourself. A venture capital is named Victor appears and he's thinking of giving Ade money in exchange for partial ownership of Adotech. So, please mute yourself.
Let's mute ourselves, please. Ah,
Tofumu, you muted me. Okay. Okay. Yeah. A venture capitalist named Victor appears and he's like, okay, I would give you money. I would give Ade money in exchange for partial ownership. So I would the venture capitalist is Victor. Victor meets Ade that give me 10% of your company and I will give you money for you to do everything you want to do and get your business running. So Ade, before Victor agrees to give him money, Victor does due diligence before investing in Adotech. Now, what a venture capitalist does is that there are two types of venture capital analysts. You can be the one that you are just investing in a business. Let's say you are working with we have companies like VC for A, that's venture capital for Africa. We have Funema, we have they are, they are leaving my head already. But we have a lot of venture capitals in Nigeria and Africa and Japan. So what they do is that they look for companies that are just starting. Okay, wait, before I continue, let me ask a question. Do you guys want me to finish the story, then go back and explain this one by one? Or I should explain this one by one during the story?
Explain one by one during
One
the
by
story.
one during the
Take them one by one.
story.
So I should, okay, no, I should explain it one by one during the story.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
okay, all right, thank you. So what the venture capital do is that they look at, this is the first side of venture capital. Some of them are just investing in a business. So let's say I have an idea and I've started putting my idea into practice. I've gotten some traction. What I mean by traction is that I've gotten some progress and I need money to continue my idea. I go and meet a venture capital firm. They are venture capitalists there. I go there that, okay, guys, I have this idea. I want to build the biggest tech company in the world. Adotech, I'm Adina. I want to build the biggest company in the world. And I need money. Now, they will not just give you money. They would say, okay, what's your idea? Now, what I mean by they'll say, what's your business model? Let's see your business model. A business model, I don't want to go too deep in what a business model is, but the business model covers what the business will be about. It will include their value proposition, what the business is going to offer. It will include the pain the company is solving, how it's going to make money and everything. They will see the business model and say if this business model is scalable. What I mean by scalable is they will see if this business can actually become profitable in the long run. Because we all know all startups are not profitable at first. So that's what Victor would do. He will check the business that, okay, let me see this idea that I say he wants to build Adotech, wants to revolution, he wants to change the tech industry. Yeah, sorry about that. Then he'll be like, okay, let me see his business model. I think his business model is nice. Let me check his value proposition. I think his value proposition is unique. What I mean by value proposition is what is he offering? I think is unique. Then okay, let me invest in this business. I will talk about valuation later. Now, when he does that and he gives Victor money, Victor continues with his business, and anytime he makes profit, he gives what they call this guy. Sorry, Ade continues with his business, and anytime he makes money, he gives Victor 10% of the profits. Now, that's one type of venture capital analyst. There's another type. This one is the one that is the strenuous type. That one I'm talking about, that one is done by big firms. Like there are some Japan venture capitals that are coming to Nigeria now, that are investing in Nigeria now. The one that invested in, if you guys check the news, you would see Paystack just secured, I think, $100 million. If you guys check the news, or is it $10 million? It was a venture capital firm in Japan that sponsored that. They gave them that money because they believed in Paystack. That's an example of a venture capital. So if you are working at the venture capital, that's exactly what you'll be doing. Now, the other type is that I have an idea, but I've not yet started at all. So your venture capital will not be the one to build me up, to build my business model, to build that, okay, do it like this, do it this way, do it this way. Please, there's a noise in the background. Please mute yourself if you are not on mute. Okay. I will help you build everything. Like now, Victor will help you build everything. Now, once Victor is done building that, they will build models that you'll be building a lot of models as a venture capital. You'll be building, but not valuation majorly. The models you'll be building is something like business models, unit economics model, revenue model. If you're interested in that career, you get to know what all these things means. Revenue model, customer segmentation model, just to make the business running. So Victor has done his due diligence and seen that, okay, Adotech will be a very, very profitable company. Then he invests in Adotech. Then he's like the partner to Ade. Now let's continue. Okay. And yeah, Victor is in. The business is giving Ade money. So Ade has started his business. So a few years later, Ade's business is going wings. That is doing well. And he sends a mail to Victor that, okay, that's what I mean by VC is a venture capital analyst. Okay, Victor, I hope all is well. Dude, Adotech now has number one market share in 2 countries. I want to raise more money so we can be number one in every country in the world. Can you help me put a dent in the world, my friend? Then Victor's reply was like, right, I can help you. But if you want this kind of money, you can't be a private company. You will need to go public. I will introduce you to Isabel, the investment banker. So that's where the investment banker comes in. Now, if you notice, Victor buys, as a venture capitalist, you buy, your venture capital is one of the most risky finance business in the world. It's not even one, it's the most risky because you are buying into an idea that nobody believes in. Since you guys want me to explain everything with the story, so I will not go back. Let me just say everything that I want to say. It's the most risky business because you are buying into an idea that nobody believes in. If you're a venture capital analyst and you're working with a VC firm, they are working with companies that don't have anything. Now, let me give an example now. Flutterwave was once under VC4A. Yeah, Flutterwave was under VC4A, and TechPoint. If you guys know TechPoint, is a very promising company now in the tech industry, an information company. So it was once under VC4A also. When Flutterwave started, yeah, and Jobberman also. Jobberman was not under VC4A. Jobberman was under Ingressive. That's under VC Capital, VC fame. When those guys started, it was just an idea. Nobody believed in them, or most people did not believe in them, but these guys believed in them. So they started it from the scratch and they invested in something that nobody believed in until it became good. Now that it's good now, that's when Victor is going to gain his profits. It goes both ways. They can invest in the business and the business will not gain anything, and after 1 year to close up. So the money they invested in has gone. That's why venture capital is the most risky, because the chances of survival is just 20%. Because not, I think about 90% of startups fail. I checked it one time like that. So yeah, it's the most risky, very, very risky, and is very, very rewarding also, because now I will tell you why it's rewarding. Now let's continue. Diamond, I can help you. I'll introduce you to Isabella, the investment banker. Okay, so this is Isabella. If you notice, it's not on the picture at first, but this is the only one I could get. So I am Isabella. I will take your firm public. Let's do the IPO and raise a lot of cash. So what Isabella does is that they initial IPO means initial public offering. Is the first thing, is when a company wants to go public. I don't want to go too deep. What I mean by a company going public is it wants to sell its shares to the public. It wants to become a public limited company. I think last week there is a new company that is going public. The name, I've forgotten the name, but it's all over the news that they want to issue out an IPO. The news came out last week, so I think it's next week that the company is going to go public. I can't remember the name now. So it's that kind of thing now. People will want to. I'll get to that place, but that's what this guy wants to do now. Victor wants to. Sorry, Adi wants to do now, because it's like he needs more money. He wants to like invest a lot. He wants to make his company number one in the world. And for him to do that, it's not the venture capital that will give money for that. Venture capital only give money to startups. Once your business is booming, right, they don't give you money again. It's now the investment banker that will do that. So, okay, I will take your firm public and raise a lot of cash. Thanks. But how can you get to buy? Oh, people is here, sorry. How can you get people to buy part of my company in the initial public offering? Then it's not like, oh, yes, I will introduce you to my colleague Sally. She is the sales side analyst. She will help you sell the shares. Now, in most times, the investment banker and the sales side analyst are the same person. It's just in big firms like Goldman Sachs, BAM, and the rest. They have investment banker and they have sales side analyst. But most firms like AfroInvest and some Nigerian firms, they are basically the same set of people. The same woman that will do the both work together. So I will introduce you to Sally, my sales side analyst, to sell the shares. Okay, so Isabella introduces Victor to Sally. Then, okay, hello, I'm Sally. My job is to sell your company to the buy side analyst. The buy side. Please meet my buy side client, Mo, who is a mutual fund analyst, and Horatio, who is a hedge fund analyst. So this is Horatio. Hello, I'm Horatio. Your company is superb. Let me own this for a while. This is Mo. You are amazing. I want to buy and hold your stock for at least 3 years. So Mo is the mutual fund. What's the name of this guy again? Horatio is the sell side. Is the hedge fund analyst. Now, the difference between mutual fund analyst and hedge fund analyst is just one thing. What do you call it? Period of investing. Now, I've explained what a venture capital analyst does. They only invest in companies that are starting. that are just starting. But mutual fund and hedge fund, they invest in companies that are already big, that already have a lot of traction, that have made progress. That they say that, oh, this company in the next 10 years it will be worth billions of naira. Those are the kind of companies that they invest in. So the difference is long period of time. If you guys have seen Billions, it's a very popular finance film. You will know that um what's the guy name again? Hey, who has seen Billions here that knows his name?
I've forgotten his name.
Hey.
Axe. Yes, his
Yes,
name is
yes.
Axe.
Yes, his name is Axe. His name is Axe. Axe Capital. Yes, his name is Axe. Axe is an hedge fund. Axe Capital is an hedge fund. A hedge fund, sorry. Now, what hedge fund does is that hedge fund buys the share of companies. So what you do as an hedge fund analyst is that you do a lot of valuation. Like you value companies that, okay, how much would this share cost? How much would the share cost? You value companies. You can either use their modes of valuation. You get to know them in the long run. I think there is the you can use the three statement analysis, and you can use some other types of valuation to model the business to know that, okay, that means this is the price of the share, this is the share price. So that's what hedge fund and mutual fund does. But the only difference is that hedge fund will only own it for like 3 months or so, and they will immediately it's increased, they will sell it back. But mutual fund, they can own this for 3 years or more. That's the difference. Okay. Okay, that's the difference between hedge fund and so for hedge fund, they always look at assuming you guys have seen Billions, you know what I'm talking about. They're always looking at NSC, that's for Nigeria or other countries. They're always looking at their stock exchange. That, okay, they're always looking for opportunities to buy shares. So your life will basically be the stock exchange markets as an hedge fund analyst. That might be too scary, but you will basically be looking at computer, Bloomberg, everything. You'll be looking at it almost every day of your life because you would want to see any buying or selling opportunities. Let's say you see that this what's the name of this guy? Dangote will soon have Dangote, one big company will soon have corona. The chairman already has corona. The CEO has corona already. And that if making the news come out, what will happen? The share price will reduce because they'll be like, the driver of the company is sick. What if he dies? If he dies, Dangote might crumble. People will want to sell their shares from Dangote. Something like that. Once this hedge fund guy sees something like that, he's quickly going to sell the shares so that when the price reduces, he can buy it back, something like that. So like, he's just always checking news and checking the NSC and the rest. But for this guy, the mutual fund guy, he's investing for long term. They don't really look at stock exchange. But when they're like, oh, let me invest in this guy. Like now, Flutter, I think Flutter has gone public already. So if I'm reading Flutter, for example, now, it was this guys, Ingressive, this VC, that saw their vision at first and gave them money. I think Ingressive was Flutter, VC for it was Paystack. They are like computers, gave them money. Now that they've gone public, Ingressive, let's assume Ingressive owned 10% of Flutterwave. As they've gone public now, their share, they also own 10% shares in the company. So like that now, they have made a lot of money and they will sell it up and they have made a lot of money. So that's where venture capitalists get their money from. Okay, let me own this for a while. I want to buy this top at least 2 years. I think I've explained. So I will still have to go back to see some things that I know I skipped. My laptop is hanging. Okay, so now this is Victor now. He's already a billionaire. You can see that he's already using nice what do you call this? Nice briefcase, and he's wearing a nice clothes already, and he has a nice smile. Now, my God, I'm a billionaire now, as the IPO was successful. But he already has two problems now. As the IPO was successful and he's now a billionaire. So here's the first problem. What will I do with all of this money? Then there is this guy, this lady. Her name is Peggy. She's the private wealth analyst, what they call asset management analyst. That you say lot of money. I can help you. My name is Peggy. I'm a private wealth analyst. My job is to manage money for insanely rich folks like you. That's Peggy's job. Then number two. Okay, let me explain Peggy's job now. So what they do is that they collect the money for now. A private wealth analyst can work in a mutual fund and can work in an hedge fund. They can work in both companies. They would collect the money from the rich. If you've seen Billions, you know what I'm talking about. They'll collect the money from the rich and they will help them. Either they buy long-term shares. They put their money in real estate, that's illiquid properties. They invest in anything that will make their money grow. So that's what this private wealth analyst does. They just increase the wealth of this person. So we'll be increasing the wealth for our friend Ade. And number two, my company is big. How do I monitor the finances? Then here is now Barbara, the big company analyst, also known as corporate finance analyst. Now she likes money and she does not like too much stress. What she will do is that you just employ her. These are the CFOs of the company. You will see CFO of Microsoft, CFO of blah blah blah. So she'll be like the CFO of, what's the name of the company again? Adotech. She'll be like the CFO of Adotech. So what she'll be doing is that she'll be managing the finances of Adotech, managing how the money is going in, how the money is coming back. Mind you, I'm not saying accountant too. So you're managing the finances, the overall finances of the business. You know, okay, if we are venturing into a new type of business, into a new segment of the business segment, maybe we are trying to bring out one innovative idea. The CFO will be like, wait, how much do we need to get this? Do we have the finances? Can it sustain us? So that's what she should be doing. So she should not be looking at stock exchange market. She might not be doing much valuation, maybe just for her company. All she be doing is just for Adotech. That's for CFO and Barbara. Then okay, excuse me, sorry. I'm trying to remove this. Okay. Then there was the management consultant and the tech guys. I didn't write much story on this. I will use my mouth to explain it. So let's say Adotech is now a very big company. It has billions of naira already. It's number one in all the world. It's number one in the whole world. Then the now is now thinking of, okay, I want to introduce a new product. It's called Mamutech. Now that product I want to introduce to the market, but I don't know what to do. I don't know if it's going to be profitable like my Adotech. I don't know if people are going to buy into that product like my Adotech. Hold on. Sorry. Excuse me, please.
Funke, you're raising your hand. Do you have a question?
I'm back.
Okay.
So yeah, you please be noting down your where's your this thing? Your
Funke,
questions.
just note down your question if you have a question.
So this is what the consultant does now. This is where the management consultants come in. You have so Adotech will now meet the McKinsey or the Bain or any other company that, okay, please guys, I have a problem. Now it can come in both ways. I'm just giving an example. I have a problem. I want to create a new product and enter into the African market. I see that in Africa there's a lot of issues with network. There's no risk network. So I want to introduce something called Mamutech. That Mamutech, once you put it in any area like this, there will be 5G network and it's very cheap and everything. But I don't know if these guys will accept it because I heard Africans think 5G is because of Corona and I might not make money, blah, 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 blah. So the consultant will now do his own thinking. We'll now be like, okay, what do we need to do? In case you guys cannot hear me, please tell me because the Wi-Fi I'm using is far away now. Someone can take this.
I can hear you. Continue.
All right. So it might crack at any point in time. The consultant is not okay. Let's do a go-to-market approach. Let's find out if these guys will like this product. Let's do everything. They will now do their research for Mamutech, for Adotech, for Victor. Sorry, what's his name? For Ade. And now get back to Ade that, oh, yes, go ahead with this product. Africans will love the product. Now, if you see the difference between venture capitalists and management consultants would not answer. They don't do the one that will give me equity. You pay me money. But nowadays, they're starting to venture into I will still talk about that one, but let me just continue. The traditional way of management consultant, you pay me money, and I help you do your work. I help you do. You can collect millions of naira for that. That's an example. Another show that maybe after like 20 years, Adotech is seeing that its profit is declining year by year. Maybe this year its profit declined by 10%. Next year another 10%. This year another 10%. Like, what was happening? you can call these guys consultant that please look into my business. Something is happening. That's where these guys, where's the name of this person? Where is this girl? Barbara. That's where Barbara will now be very annoyed because she's the one in charge of the company finances. So when they now bring in the consultants and the consultant is now bossing Barbara around that, okay, let me see this, let me see this. Barbara will start giving the consultant attitude that was your own self. You shall not come and collect my job from me. What if you see that it's my fault? Or you sack me? Blah, 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 blah. So that was just by the way. Consultants will now be the one to look into the issues that was causing this profitability decline and would.
Dolapo, I can't hear you again. Am I the only one?
You're not the only one.
Oh,
You can't hear him. Oh,
okay. So I think you just said that his MiFi just got taken away. So maybe that's the reason. I'll reach out to him now. Please hold on. He's using his laptop. I don't know. Okay, let's just wait for him. By the time he comes back, okay, let's just wait for him. Someone is going to reach out to him now. So I've actually been noting things down since he started talking. And I hope you guys start noting things down. Can we all mute? Let me even mute everybody. Okay. So I've been noting things down since Dolapo started presenting, and I hope we've all been enjoying his presentation. I've been laughing since morning. So, and I hope that you guys have been jotting things down and jotting down your questions. So so when he started, I noted some things down that I think I should add to what he has said so far. So when he started talking about venture capitalists, so I think he later mentioned it, but I just want to make it very clear that venture capitalists deal with purely startups, just startup. They invest in them and they wait for return. Venture capitalists don't just get, they may not even gain, they may not gain in their first year, sometimes in their second year. I actually read something yesterday that on average, venture capitalists start gaining after 4 years. So it's actually something for a long-term investor and someone that can calm down and not the quickly come in, quickly go out kind of investors. So, and when he was talking about investment bankers, so he said that sometimes, I will actually say most times, the investment bankers and sales side analysts are the work is always done by the same person, except for big investment banks. So if you remember when Samson was talking yesterday, he called investment bankers he called them salesmen. So that's the meaning. So they, aside from valuing the company they want to take public, coming up with the prospectus and the likes. So they still have to look for investors that they are going to sell the shares of the company to in the primary market. So aside from that, when he spoke of hedge fund, he said venture capitalist is the most risky in all the investment firms. So if venture capitalist is the most risky, I would actually say hedge fund is the second, because hedge fund they are the kind of short-term investor. They are the people that look for opportunity to quickly go inside the market and come out and take big money. So if you guys have watched Billions, you actually understand this hedge fund thing very well. So they don't even limit themselves to anything. They trade anything. They trade currency, they trade stocks, they just trade anything. They are just looking for news that is going to give them opportunity to just quickly make money from the market. So we can see that one of his slides, one person said that let me quickly make money or something, and the second person says that I'm going to invest in your company for three years. So they are different. Hedge funds people, they are just looking for opportunities. So Dalakwa will soon join us back. He's trying to join, like he's trying to reconnect. Okay, so another thing I want to say about hedge fund is that, Dalakwa said that you are going to, if you work in an hedge fund, you are going to do a lot of valuation, and it's true, and they are going to sit with computer or laptop, anything, like just watching it, because any simple thing, the market can just go the other way around that you predicted. So you have to be at alert, like just be at alert, be sensitive, just be smart to work in an hedge fund. And aside from that, he was talking about corporate finance. He also called the person company analyst. Okay, so in corporate finance, it's just about looking at the finances of the companies. They are different from accountants. So they are part of the people that will determine, okay, a corporate finance person can also be the CFO, like you said. So they are the one that will determine, okay, what should we use this money for? Should we issue more shares or should we issue bonds? So they are the one that will determine how to get money and how to spend the money. So maybe they need more money in the company. They are the one that will determine if should they issue more shares or should they in the case of a company that has gone public now. I'm assuming the company has gone public, just like the Lapo said. So they are the one that will determine things like should we issue more shares or should we issue bond, or and things like that, just managing the finance of the company. And when he was talking about consultants are just problem solvers. Are problem solvers. That's the summary of it all. Are problem solvers. They are diversified. They don't. Okay, there are some consultants that are majorly for some aspects, but management consultants, they are problem solvers. So let me see if the Aqua is back. Okay, it's not yet here. So do we have question? Let's start dropping it in the chat box. Question on what Dolapo has said so far. Hello, I hope I'm not talking to myself.
So for me, you're not talking to yourself. Why? Yeah.
Okay. So does that mean anyone does not have question?
Yeah, Tukumi, hello.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, sorry. So I have a question.
Okay, go on.
Dolapo said something about the sales side, about sales analyst, and now he also said buy side, but he didn't talk about it like
explain more. Okay.
buy side. Like that's the question now.
Okay,
Like,
the difference between sales side analyst. Yeah.
I'm back. Sorry.
Okay, continue. I will answer your question later. Was that Shokbe?
Yeah, Shokbe. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I shall answer it now.
Yes, I'm trying to set my laptop up.
Okay. So the difference between the sell side analyst and the buy side analyst.
Should I answer it?
I will answer it, then you give comments. Maybe you have something to add. So the major difference between a buy side analyst and a sell side analyst is where they work. Someone can be working in an investment bank, as an investment banker before, and the person is a sell side analyst and move to a mutual fund, and be a buy side analyst. So sell side analyst is just those that sell the investments, and buy side analysts are those that buy the investments. Investment bankers are sell side analysts because they are the ones that help companies to go public. So they have to sell their shares to investors. And one of those people that will invest in a company is the mutual funds, the hedge funds, the institutional investors. So they are the people that will come and buy from those investment bankers. So mutual fund is a pooled investment vehicle. It's like they collect they manage different investments. How can I say it now? They manage different investments. They manage stock, bond, everything together in a mutual fund. I don't know if any of us have invested in a mutual fund before. So you will see that when you invest in a mutual fund, it's going to be going up, it's going to be going down. So they are it's those people that are managing that fund for you, but they are also investing in something else. So they are the one buying from investment bankers. So investment bankers are selling, then mutual fund people are buying. So that's why mutual fund people are the buy side analysts and the investment bankers are the sell side analysts. Do you understand, Shokpe?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. I get it
Okay.
now.
Yeah. Dolapo, if you have
Right.
anything to add.
No, I don't think I do have anything to add. You've explained it well. I'm coming. So
Okay, so just Tofumi said, I have a question. So there are people that act as sell side and buy side. Yes, I've answered that. Yes.
okay,
Sell
I think
side.
I'm done.
Said mutual something is for buy side and some investment bankers are for sell side, right?
Yes, yes. It's just look at the activities they do, like the things they do.
As both sides at once.
What do you say?
You didn't specify if they can act as both sides at once.
No,
It
no,
can
they
be
can't. I can't be the
can
one
so
selling and be the one buying. It's possible that there will be a buy side analyst and a sell side analyst inside a company.
I
It's
think
possible
I read
that it can be inside
I
a
think I
company.
in
Hello?
CFA investment foundation again.
Yes, yes,
There was something that acts as a buy side and the sell side too. But I'm not sure. I
yes.
can't remember.
I
I'm trying to
understand.
confirm what
Yes, it's like that.
okay.
They are not saying the
Thank you.
same person. They are not saying the same person. They are saying the same organization. I don't know if you've read this book. I can't remember the title now. They actually differentiate between these divisions inside an investment bank. You get, so they are actually independent, like not independent. I don't know how I can explain it, but they avoid
Okay, let me
conflict of
add.
interest. So, Dollar, please wait. They avoid conflict of interest because there are different that like there can be a buy side analyst and a sell side analyst inside the same organization, and if there's do you understand? So what CFA Investment Foundation is trying to say is that there can be a buy side analyst and a sell side analyst in an organization, but it's not possible for the same person to be both
Yeah.
a sell side analyst and a buy side analyst. You get? So you know that
Okay.
investment banks also manage. Okay, we call let me look for a company now. I can't remember, I don't know now, but an investment bank can handle an IPO and can also be handling a mutual fund, right? So that means those handling the IPO, they are the buy side people, and those handling the mutual fund for investors, they are the sell side. They are the sorry, those handling the IPO are the sell side people, and those handling the mutual fund are the buy side people. But they are in the same organization, but they are not the same people. Do you understand now?
Okay.
Just to phone.
Yes, I do. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Yeah, free West. Dolapo. 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 I can't hear you. He has left again. Please, I'm coming. Let me ask him to send his slide to me. His network is really bad. So, do we have any question so that I can answer it before he comes back? Do we have any other question? Hello? Okay, I'll assume there is no other question then. And I hope that as the presentation has been as we've been going through the presentation, those of us that don't know the path to tread in are already deciding, should I go for this, should I go for that? So I hope it's been helping so far. I'm trying to reach Dolapo. Okay. While we are waiting for Dolapo, does anyone have any aspect of finance you know about that Dolapo has not mentioned that you'd like us to explain?
The fintech, he hasn't made anything about. Sorry, the tech
What do you say?
guys rather.
Tech.
He hasn't said anything about it.
Oh, he's actually going to come and talk on that. I
Tech
don't
guys.
I don't have
That was like the last part of the slide.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah, I understand. I don't have much
Exactly. I'm
I
patiently
don't
waiting
have
for that.
I don't have much knowledge like him, but can we all mute ourselves, please? So what was I saying? Okay. I don't have much knowledge like him on it, but I can still say something. So tech guys are they are not they don't just work in investment banks and all. They almost every company now have tech guys. So what major things they do is what was I supposed to say? Okay, maybe those people that build apps, that AI, artificial intelligence, robotics, machine learning, and the likes. I've already said I don't know much about it. So when it comes to come and explain it well to you. So just wait for him. Is there any other aspect? Hello?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. There are actually other aspects that you have not mentioned. He has not mentioned research analysts. He has not mentioned some people. So just wait for him.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, yes, we can hear you.
So I've been having issues with my network. So let me just quickly conclude. So there is noise in the background, please.
What did you say?
There is noise. Someone is.
Okay. I think the person has
So let me just quickly continue. And by the way, I'm done with the slide actually. I'm scared of sharing my screen again. If I share my screen, it might like act up again. But I would add, I thank God I did the slides. Can you guys still hear me?
Yes, I can hear
Can
you.
hear
Okay,
you.
okay.
Can hear you.
Thank God I did the slides online, so I would add Tofumi to it now. To Tofumi, you should be able to access
Access it,
the
yeah.
slides, and you can share your screen if you want to share your screen. So please, what last did you guys hear when I was talking? Because I didn't know when it's went up. I was just talking.
You were talking about management consultants.
Yeah, have I explained it fully, or I just started?
Yes, you have. You said the company wants to increase the profit, wants to go into a new market. I know, except you have
Okay.
one more thing to say.
There
Please
is
mute
noise.
yourself, please.
Okay, this sounds a lot better. So I guess I'm done with management consultant. Let me just talk about the tech guys. So for the tech guys, these are the product managers, the UI UX guys, that's interface guys for your apps, the coding guys and the rest. So what these guys do is there is most time there is a tech guy in most firms, and there are tech firms also. For example, now Flutterwave and the rest, almost all of them there are going to be tech guys. That's the fintech people. Then Microsoft, these guys are tech guys. Then for some companies like Goldman Sachs has a technology department. They have a technology. Most firms, big investment banking firms, they have a technology department. So that's basically what that's basically the tech guys. What I mean by product managers is like they supervise the um the running of a product, especially if it's a tech product. Let's say let me give an example. Flutterwave has one new, I think, yeah, Flutterwave has an app. Yeah, Flutterwave has an app. So they would have like product managers there. So they'll be supervising the operation of the app, the how the app is going. They have the coders, they have every other thing. So that's just an overview of the tech guys. So to link if you notice now, most of these things, they are most of the companies, most of the people mentioned, their roles are transferable, to be honest. Their roles are transferable. Not all roles, but most roles are transferable. Now, okay, Tefumi, you're sharing your slides, right? Great. Please go to the one that shows all of them, all the analysis. Yeah, this one. Yeah. Now, no, not this one now. You passed it already. Yes, this one. So the venture capital analyst, you need to have a lot of you are going to be doing majorly the you'll be working in line with consultants, just that your own is going to be more deeper because you'll be going into like the deeper version of the industry. You'll be building models, you'll be building models, you'll be doing issue valuation. Now when you are the investment banker, you'll be doing a lot of modeling and valuation also. The sales side analyst is almost the same to the investment banker, just that your own work too might include marketing. So most times they're usually together. If you guys were around for yesterday's workshop, yesterday's meeting, you will see that Dami Karim, he said something about this, that investment bankers are verified marketers. So that's basically what the sales analyst does. But most times they are together, they employ the same person. And most times the investment banker would also work with the buy side analyst also. That's why big companies like Goldman Sachs and they have a lot of departments. I was going to say something about consultant also. Yes. Now, when you're consulting, now they've started going into the venture capital aspect. Now, if you look at McKinsey and the rest, they already have a new department. Now, that department is doing the same work of venture capitals. But the only difference is that, I told you from the beginning that there are two types of venture capitalists. They are the ones that just give you money when they say that you are making traction and you give us profit later. Why there is the other word that they would help you build models, do everything. So consulting, major consultants are going into that aspect. This is what they do. I was reading one article of McKinsey now that they're telling African companies, African startups to send their pitch deck to them. I was trying reading what they mean. So I was like, these guys are just trying to model VC firms. That why are they encroaching on VC area? Because it's not nice now. They said that we know you guys don't have money yet as you're a startup. Come and meet us. We will help you succeed in this market and you will give us equity. That's what these guys are doing. That's what these consultants are doing now. Where work has almost finished, there are a lot of people, a lot of competition already because these guys are always competing with each other. So they are now like trying to innovate. Entering into the VC space. So that's important in that side. They're also going to do a lot of modeling. Skills are transferable also. And I don't think I have any other thing to say, or I've forgotten most of the things I'm supposed to say. So I guess they've been dropping questions, right? I've all been answered. Tofumi, you're on mute. Or can anyone hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay.
Sorry, Jare. I don't even know where everything went. So yeah, all the questions have been answered. I don't know if anyone has any other question. And Dolapo, did you explain the tech gigs? Because Daniel was waiting for you. I thought you just mentioned.
I kind of explained it. I didn't go too deep into it because I'm not fully a tech guy also. So I just gave an overview of what they do. All right. Daniel, did you get that? Did you get what I said about it?
Daniel, don't worry. We have a tech unit in SFC, so you get to know more about it.
Yeah, but Daniel, did you get what I said? Is Daniel on the call?
He is. I think he has left. Oh, he's still here. He's on mute.
So does anybody have any other question? So just one of us can answer the question. Anyone can answer the question. You can unmute yourself to save time. Self-typing. Yes, it covers majorly all of them. Yeah, it does. But this is not like a standard deck where I did it in 15 to 20 minutes. So it's not. I just wanted to like use it to structure my thoughts and to make it more interactive. I understand. Okay. Any other question from anyone?
I don't think so. In the absence of no question, we can just end the meeting.
Okay.
Unless any of us have comments to make. Kele, Linka, do you have any?
Oh, I see a question. Now let me answer. Let me read it out. If management consult is to test the feasibility of a business idea and the venture capitalist system generate the needed capital, why did idea approach? Okay. Now I think I explained that. Let me explain it again. Management consultants do not do something for equity. That's their normal standard. They don't just, you pay them for work. And at the beginning, I said that Ade did not have any money. Did not have any, he just had an idea. If he had gone to meet a management consultant, that our fee for this thing is going to be this millionaire. And what we had to do? I think it's just recently that they started that. Now, they started that department now. They just started department that go and meet them and they will help you develop and they will take ownership. But to be honest, that will not even make sense. Now, I think goes to meet consultant now. The recent department that McKinsey started, I'm not sure Bain and Jess have started that one. The recent department that McKinsey started, if Ade goes to meet that department now and they say, okay, we'll help you and we'll give us equity. Ade gives them equity. Now he needs money. You will still go and meet, his CVC will go and meet. Consultant don't give money. When he goes to meet consultant and VC will collect his own equity. So we give them 5 like that now. Is he not losing? He's just sharing equity up and down. It's not better I just miss
Yeah.
the VC guys and okay, equity and you help me build it. So that's basically, I hope I answered the question, Adiboye.
Yeah, I want to add something to that. So the thing is that it's not that management consultants cannot work for startups. If you have the money,
Oh yeah, if you have the
they will help
money.
you validate your idea. They will help you validate it. But it's always most startups will approach venture capitalists because they know that they are going to win in two ways. They will validate their idea and they are going to fund them. Kind of, yeah. So they're going to fund them. So why go to a management consultant when you can go to a venture capitalist? Do you understand?
I was expecting a question, Seth, and I'm shocked nobody's asking the question. Um, investment researchers. You can say that there's nothing like
Same here.
investment
I said
researchers
it.
in everything I said.
I said it and
You said
nobody
it's
asked. So yes, I said it, nobody asked. Since nobody asked, maybe you don't want us to explain it.
okay. Now, let me just give a little bit as explanation of that investment researcher. If you noticed when Dami was speaking yesterday, he also said that I think he told us his goal, his long-term goal, which was
Yeah.
what again? I think it was asset management.
Investment management.
Yeah, asset management. That was under the was it investment management? Yeah, that's what he
He
said.
said investment
Yeah,
management.
but he said he wants to start as a researcher. So a researcher,
Yeah.
an investment researcher is more or less not really like a long-term goal. Most finance firm, you start as an investment researcher. That's just the honest truth actually. You can't just say okay, I want to become an investment banker. Most finance firm, your first 1 month or your first 6 months or 1 year, you'll be working in the research department. Because I was speaking with one of my colleagues that have graduated already, and he was like, that is the research department that they put him in. They say that before he does anything, that he needs to first understand how to write reports very well, how to read how to understand news and interpret news in his own in a better way. So is there any other question? If nobody's
Yeah,
asking a
just to add
question.
to what Dolapo said, there might be investment banking in 10 and all. So, but investment research is like the foundation, like for you to learn more for that long-term goal in the investment industry. So that's just it. I don't know why anybody did not ask. I wanted to say something, I forgot.
I guess that is all now, since no one is asking another question again.
Yes, that's all.
Kelly and Yinka, do you have any other thing to add?
Well, I don't have much to add because I was just going in and coming. It was just paining me that why is network doing me anyhow. But I don't have much to add. I just want to say that, like, as you go on, you see the link between all this. Like how I say, it will be more realistic for you as you go on. Like, the more you get deeper into finance, you see the link between all these activities, investment, research, asset management, and all that. So it's not, let me say, like, it's not something that you may not quickly, like maybe by tomorrow, if they ask you, you may not even remember the difference between asset manager, investment banker, and all that, and it's fine. But as you go on, like it will become more clear to you. Before I knew the difference between maybe bullish and bearish, it took long. But with time, you get used to all these different terms and everything. So I don't think I have anything more to. But if you have any questions, you can always put them on the group page. Then somebody will answer you.
Yes. Yes, thank you, Yinka. Okay, in the
Okay, you're
absence
welcome.
of no other question, so we've come to the end of today's induction. Is that what I call it? Today's call, anyone. So I recorded the call, so I will upload it on our YouTube channel tonight. So if you like to go back to it, you can just go to the YouTube channel and watch. So thank you for attending today's call. Thank you so much. And I hope you learned a lot from it. So let's enjoy the rest of our day or the rest of our night. Anyone, let's try and enjoy the rest of the number of hours that remain in 24 hours. Thank
Bye,
you so much.
everyone.
Bye.
So for me, you can stop recording now and stop.